Right then. That's the situation. It's Friday the 20th, 9:33 in the morning. I've been up since about 7:30. Let's tell you what the situation is, or as I call it, the Satan again. The Satan again, when they've been alive. No, so I got my chainsaw repaired. Really pissed off with this one actually, because it's a Daiwa. You try to do your best, like I mean, it's a Daiwa one. You get ones here that are like, they're literally like 20 quid. It's crazy. You can buy 20 chainsaw for 20 quid, less than 20 quid sometimes. You know what I mean? But I bought this one a few years ago, Daiwa, thinking, yeah, I've had nothing but problems with it. One of the problems I had with it was the oil feed. There's like you put 2-stroke oil and petrol in one chamber, right? Which is there, and you put your fuel in there. So you put your fuel in there with a bit of 2-stroke oil, and then for the engine, then you put your chain oil in there, right? You buy some chain oil, and basically it just gets spurted out of a hose that's next to the chain. But there's a pump involved that's inside here that's picking it up from there and sending it out. A fair place is absolutely brilliant mechanic who's in the village, who fixes old motorbikes and lives in an old an old place, you know what I mean? And people go around and fix his stuff. His name's Kanom, which is the word for sweets, right? And anything that's to do with sweets, cakes, or anything like that. And the guy fixes anything. He's so clever, you know what I mean? And I think, I don't know if he found it by accident or maybe it was only I realised that he's found it. What he did, he took it apart and he found there was a little oil leak, right? There was an oil leaking. There was oil leaking from it as well. And what he found, he says, oh yeah, there's a seal gone here. So we fixed the seal. And what the seal was the seal where it was the seal from the oil tank to the pump. So there was a little tube, right, that went from the oil tank, which is here, right. From there was a little tube coming out, and that's where the seal coming out of there was had some kind of issue, and then that's what it was leaking. Then it came and went into the pump, and then the pump then sends it out. But it was always dry. The chain was dry, and I was like, what else going on? And pissed me off. So he looked at this, as well as other things. Like he just decides to just, after it's been running a while, it'll just stop, and then like you can't get it started. You have to leave it for it to cool down. It's like, I mean, you're paying the money for what? And then, so when he fixed that, what it was, that seal, you see, what we was doing, the pump was somehow sucking air in there because the seal was broke. Somehow, the seal was then letting air in. So what happens is now you've got the air, the pump is just sucking in air, not the oil. Do you know what I mean? Especially when you had the saw in certain positions where the oil was like draining away from it, you then like it pulls away, and now air just gets sucked into that tube, and it won't. Now the pump can't. He's not primed. There you go. He sort of fixed that. I don't know if he fixed it. I don't know if he realised what he was doing, but he fixed the oil problem. And then, as I say, always issues as well with the fact that it's got a. I think it's meant to have a 12-inch blade, a 12-inch chain and bar, but here they sell 11.5-inch ones. I mean, it took me a bit of time to work that out as well. Got that going, and then we've had that one down the other day. I don't really want to cut it down. Kids like to climb trees and stuff like that, so just don't cut this tree down for no reason. And then this one, massive one, that there was getting absolutely enormous, right to the top. Got a tall tree, and so we got that cut last night. I did a video of it. I want to turn it into a time lapse and upload that. So got up there. First I started off an electric saw, but that bloody broke, so I had to go onto that one. So that's a bit of pretty dangerous. I climbed all the way up the top there, and I was cutting stuff down from the top. And then the lad, he was like, then just because there's some power lines here, just the power feed from the meter going into the house. You know what I mean? Like, so we had to work around those. I need to take them down. I need to get rid of them really, because the trees grow and push it all in the air. But I'll just put it along the fence. and then bring it in. So it's, anyway, I keep saying that I'll do that one. Yes, that's gone. So now the Satanic situation is now that because this tree's had all its branches cut off, and this one now, these look got a mango tree here. Look, grown from a stone, from throwing mangoes mangoes that I'm assuming came from here, because these did produce. So that's the only place it can come from, a stone. ChatGPT says the only way, it's not like a seed fell off there or something fell off there. It can only come from a stone. Actually throwing a mango on the floor grew a mango tree. Brilliant. So that one, and it's equally spaced, well, not equally, but it's pretty distant from that one. So, you know, I don't know what to do really. I said dig a massive hole around that and then move that to there. Although my girlfriend, Bon, she always says you can't move trees in any way, but then I've spoken to other people and they've said, yes, you can move trees. I saw a guy removing massive trees. I mean, talking big trees as big as those ones up there. He was removing them from a piece of land that he had, which is in the village, he wanted to take them out into the farmland, to another piece of land and grow them there. And I said to him, oh yeah, well, what tree? I looked at it, I thought, well, they don't look very special to me. I said, what do they do? And he said all he wanted them was for shade. The guy was going to all the trouble. I saw him that night digging a massive hole around it. Then he was going to get it onto his truck and then get off and then take it up to the land and then plant them massive holes in the ground up in the land. But hey, they know what they're doing, I suppose. So that is a jackfruit tree. You've already got one. None of this is planted. So that there, that's a jackfruit tree. And this is one that's just basically a jackfruit has laid on the floor and it's grew another one next to it. The size of it. Size of the bloody thing. You know. And then this one here. Massive, great big jackfruits, they're called Canun here. This one will produce massive, great big, enormous, great big things, the size of a basketball. I mean, loads of them all over. The strength of these, of the wood, as you can see there's just some growing now. So, yeah, the missus is she's not one of them people who's tidy, but in a way, I'm not going to say it suits me because it doesn't, but at the same time, I'm not tidy either. Like, this is my table. I can moan about stuff, but then look, this table, I'll see it on the camera, you know, because I've got some cameras around, look at the place when I'm away and just, you know, get the feel for the place when and for whatever other reasons as well. People just walking off with shit. Anyway, so, yeah, so look at my table, you mean? But I have had a lot on, to be fair. Jesus Christ. Yeah, so what else can we do? If you think I can't segue to something else now, you got another thing coming. Right, so yeah, got that. Cut them down we cut these down. Did that one last night. Dragged all the stuff, just an amazing amount of leaves and shit and branches and what have you. So this is basically what it's all about. Like, look at that now. Now that's going to get sunlight because it starts over there, works its way around. You know what I mean? So now it'll be getting then look at that, the top of that tree. You can see all that new growth, all those red leaves which are new. And then there's yeah, there you go. See, all this was covered. There you can see some mangoes there. But so they had some of them, they grew to proper big mangoes, so this year can only be the time, can't it? And they reckon that where there's all these flowers, these like flowers coming out at the end, like that one there's got absolutely loads of them. You know, there's lots of them, and there's too many, mate, because there's mango trees absolutely everywhere. That's what the hell I'm supposed to be focusing on there. And then my girlfriend, I said to her, like, she's not the sharpest at all, to be fair. And yeah, this is the electric saw I was using. It broke. It stuck the chain. I got a brand new chain and everything for it, and then boom, it stuck. And the torque of just the chain sticking when a branch was like, instead of the branch falling down, it sort of like came back up type of thing, whatever, you know, because the stress was pushing it upwards from other branches. So when I cut it, it stuck me. And then so what happened then was there was so much torque of the chain, the whole assembly which the chain and bar were attached to, right? It's attached into this. You can see there's like some plastic holes there. There was just some two nuts and bolts, two bolts with nuts that nut onto that attach onto the bar. The torque of it just ripped it straight out of there and fucked it. That's the end of that. No, I said this is the kind of thing I'm talking about, right? I says to her, Bon, I want to cut these trees. This is before I cut these trees down. She says, right, what I'm planning to do is cut these trees, cut all the branches off these trees, and this one here, I'll cut half the branches off, so when the sun's there, the sun can come straight to this. I ended up just going all the way in the end, so it'll end up getting the sun all the way until it goes down. And so I told her that's what I wanted to do. She gets up, she thinks, oh yeah, great, we'll get on that nice little job that. So she jumps up. Imagine let's call that the south, right? That's the south, what do you call it? Never eats, ready to eat. That's the south to southwest, is it? Right? So I told her, yeah, because the sun's over there. She then cuts a tree that's behind the mango trees. And I says, Bon, can you give me your rationale? She didn't understand the word rationale. I says, can you explain me the rationale for cutting off these branches here? You know, up there. You went to the trouble of doing that. You know, how about put with the same effort you did to climb all the way up there? Well, she must not climb. I'll tell you what, I bet she got the older lad to do that. You know what I mean? It's like fucking here as well. It's like absolutely no need for that. But the sun's never going to be anywhere around here. Fucking lucky I was here. Yeah, I'll tell you, this is the kind of stuff we're talking about. I'll tell you now, right? This is the kind of stuff that you're up against. See this here? Right, everywhere, they say everywhere where there's this, mangoes can grow, but not obviously always. But this has got a hell of a lot of them. And this has produced, because I've got a video. There is a video uploaded that does show. And when you just get these here, right? And you smell them. Oh, I didn't smell of anything. That'll be a mango there. You know what I mean? But they're so different to the ones you get in the shops back home. So that's having light all the time now. Before there was a massive, that tree there, they'll flourish now. And as I say, that one there, how high that mango tree's got that high. That's only because what I did, I just got up that tree 6 months ago or wherever it was, and I just lopped off all the branches that were covered, and it sort of shot up. So I'm assuming that's going to, or it might not. Some of them don't grow high as much. Some, you know, and I just can't remember. I did not get all the same types, you know. Yeah, Scamp. He's a bloody lovely one, Scamp, isn't he? I know, you're very nice, aren't you? So, yes, this wasn't like this before. Like, to be fair, this tree's doing a lot of the hard work on this one. But the shade here is just, honestly, this is the cool season now. With getting to the end of the cool season, and but this is just, the weather's just lovely. You know what I mean? I say, the word lovely is not a word that will ever come anywhere near you when it starts getting towards end of March into April and May. The heat is just, it could be 50. I think 1 year, a couple of 3 years ago, it was they reported 50 degrees outside. All you can do, you can't even leave the house. You just have to sit in the bedroom all day, just with the air conditioning on. you know. But one thing I will be doing is I'm going to make a little house there, a cheap little house. Try and, you know, budget about £1,000, because you can get the UPVC windows and doors, like sliders with mosquito nets. So I'm going to make a little house there, and I'm going to call it the guest house, right? And I'm going to, so coming off of the front of the house, and it'll be like a deluxe house. It'll have everything. It'll have air conditioning. It'll have lovely tiled floors. It'll have, when you come out of the house and you look, you'll be looking at a like a WPVC sliding door system, double sliding door. So you'll be able to, and then on the front, so that's on my side where I'm standing now, you'll see two. I might have either one or two next to each other. These are 2 meters long. They're nothing. They're like about £140 for for sliding doors with mosquito nets on top to bottom, like high and then so I might have 2 of them next to each other. So that's like double wide. That's the whole of the front. So you can see out. You'll be able to see out onto all this shit here, right? Anyway, so I've thought about having that guest house heat out here. Do you know what I mean? Having it underneath underneath these trees. That's an option as well. You know what I mean? But, and I really, that could happen. I don't know yet. I just don't know what's going to happen. And then you could have, because then you can look that way and you can look that way. So and then what you do, you get these like thermalite blocks, which are like these, you know, thermal blocks that like, so they don't absorb all the heat. Like, this is one of the big problems here, is they've bought, oh no. And then like get them thermal blocks, but a lot of it won't be in thermal blocks anyway, because a lot of it's going to be window. So I'll have 2 windows down the front, then I'll have a window on the side looking that way towards the Dmax, the Isuzu Dmax. That's another topic you go on. And then you'll have windows at the back. So when you come out of the house, you'll be able to see straight through the front. It's not like it's blocking anything, but that could end up being out here. I just don't know what to do yet. It could end up being right in the spot of these mango trees. You know what I mean? It could be in the middle of that there, so you're looking around all of it. You know what I mean? And that basically where I do my drinking. You know what I mean? That'll be the drinking house, the guest house / my drinking hole. You could call it like a pub, have a sign on it saying the Steve's Arms or something like that. Yeah. Anyway, so not to go to pubs, because like it's full of people who go to pubs, and like who the fuck wants to talk to people who go to pubs? You know what I mean? Like, what do they talk about? You know what I mean? People who go to pubs, to listen to people who go to pubs, they must have sort of the conversation, because you know what I mean? Like, if you want to have an actual deep conversation, how can you have that? So it's literally just surface level shit. You know what I mean? Like, and then you can't say what you really want to talk about or say, because then you get judged on it by people. So the whole thing's a complete lot of fake, isn't it? Anyway, yeah, so basically that'll be me on my own there with the dogs, and then Dang. And then Bon will probably be on the outside with the doors locked, and she'll be banging on the door saying, "Can I come in with the air?" With it, because the air's on. So now I go back to the bedroom. There's air conditioning in there. So yeah, so I'll have that. So yeah, it could end up being right there. You know what I mean? Or it could be out here. I don't know yet. You know what I mean? We move this fence thing, because that could end up getting moved. We could probably move that out there and have it so this is more of a front garden, half. And have that there so people come through, because we have got a bit of a gate going on there. Like, I made that gate, to be honest. It was something to do. And it's not the best job in the world, but I did do it. You know what I mean? It did work, electric gate and everything. I made it all work. But what I made the mistake of using small materials, making it light. And you want to use bigger ones, because that's when I realised when you start welding this shit, it starts to bend. These small rails, yeah. Anyway. I'll just stop speaking for a second. You're just taking the vista. But you're all right, aren't you? Saigo. Cut a face for a look at it. It's the first time the fans are seeing a face for ages. I've got to do him as well. He's a handsome dog. He is when you cut him down. He starts running around like crazy when you. Then again, I feel he runs around like crazy, but he runs around crazy anyway when I'm around, because he seems to think like I'm with the boss. There's Wolfie. There's Woof Woof. He's a lovely one. Yeah, Bon told me, she's, oh yeah, we've got to go over there and see them dogs. There's some let's walk right there. Anyway, you've seen all this here, so there's gonna be a little house here. You know, got to have a big pad put down. It'll be tiled, have ceilings. It'll be fully insulated. So the thermalite blocks, these thermalite block things. That'll be all the brickwork. Put the windows in. It'll be fucking beautiful. You know what I mean? Like when it starts to get warm, then, and that's it. Then over there, where so remember, I've done this on the cheap for so long. I've like literally won't buy nothing, won't buy a car, nothing like that. Right. So I remember when I bought these bikes. When I bought the first bike, which was this one here, we're going 20 minutes already, which great content for the fans, isn't it? So I bought that, didn't I, last time? That's like a 4-stroke bike. It just starts and runs. It's old, but it just runs. It's, you know. Yeah, I bought this, and this was 100,000 parts. When you think about, well, people say, why didn't you buy a car? I mean, but I don't want a car because it's how much fuel it uses. That was 100,000, and that was 90,000, 190. You can buy a decent car for 190,000, I'm telling you. Right, so, oh yeah, and the foot sales have started, we're only on 9:30. You know, so when it gets to there, that one will start getting it, you know. Yeah, it's going to be good. I say I haven't cut them all down yet, because I say you can climb with it. I climbed all up to trees, it's strong. Kids like climbing trees, and also you could do something, maybe put something between them. And I don't know. But when you're up there, you can see all around as well. We're not totally around, but it's as high. And when you get to the top, it's as high as being on the roof. What I was going to do was get someone to put some steels on the roof somehow, and just make a nice little platform up there. And you can just sit up there, couldn't you? And then we'll have like a spiral staircase or something. You know, a bit of interest in it. Yeah, so this one is not getting. I don't know what to do about this. Is this one that could be, you know, get someone to dig all the root system up and see how far the roots go, and then see if we can move this one to over there into the sun, because this is a special one. This is a one that creates really big mangoes, which you don't ever see them. They're massive. They start with an A. Yeah, I think that little house could end up being there, because imagine now it's the middle of the day. And I don't want to stay in the bedroom, because there's days where literally, if you're here in the summer, just forget it. You know, you've got to get in there. But at the same time, so I don't want people in it. I don't want it then being used as like, oh lad, who's not bad. He's getting better. He's a lot better than he was. He used to be a right little tearaway. Not in the work. Not. It's funny to say tearaway. Tearaway is going to be really bad. He just wasn't perfect. You know what I mean? And but yeah, he's getting a lot better. Yeah. He's not done anything that's pissed me off this time. And he helped me with that tree yesterday. He's dragged all this stuff out, and yeah, he's good. Let's hopefully he's changed. People do change, apparently. There's some fishy guys there, yeah. They should be at school technically, I'm sure they should, because our little Dan's gone to school today. Maybe they had a self-imposed day off, like he did yesterday. His mum just went, she couldn't be asked to take him to school or something like that, and just said, I'll stay at home. That was it. She had the day off with me. Yes, all this has got to go, and I've got to work out what I'm going to do with this ground. Oi! He's a bloody lovely. You don't need to be, yeah. Wolfie. Right, so yeah, I've got to get rid of all this shit somewhere. I can't get rid of it. Yeah, it costs too much money in massages. I'll go to my arm hurt. My arm now. Oh, I hurt it in England getting the spare tyre from underneath the van. On my last day, I needed to go and get an international driving permit, and thank God I did as well, because my Thai driving licence is running out and it's now expired. So I've got to go to the thing and get one. So it's, you know, if I didn't have one, I didn't have an IDP, international driving permit, I'd have been stuck. You know what I mean? Because I've decided after all this time I thought, you know what, let's buy a car. So that's it. And I started off looking at them. I was thinking, yeah, 250,000. So that's 100,000 baht is 3,000 quid. So 250,000 is about 7 grand, isn't it? Something like that. It's all, you know, around about that sort of thing. And you think, yeah, you can go to that. You know what I mean? You know. Then you start looking at those cars. They're that much money. And then you start looking at the mileages and then looking at the engines when my bonnet's up and so you think to yourself, then you think, let's have a look at what's a little bit better for a little bit more money. I've found eventually, I won't bore you, but it's taken a good week. I could have found this car a lot quicker. Actually, I'm gonna go back in while I'm telling this story. I'm gonna go back in the. It's right there. It's got a long way to go to get right, which is good because the longer it takes to get from there to where it's gonna go down, which is over there, over the Mekong River. Actually, it goes down over the Mekong River. It must be there. It goes over the Mekong River in the town, right? But so I looked at these. I've been looking at these cars for ages, and then I just thought to myself, and then I looked around here, 250 kilometers outside of here. The thing is that takes you into Laos, into the country of Laos. You see, so then I'll go down south by a certain amount of time, a certain amount of down to a place called Galassin. That's a lot lower than us. Then go 250. That gives where I am now. That encompasses me into the thing, right? Then I found these. I was very difficult to find. The vehicle I decided on, right, was going to be a Isuzu Dmax with 4 doors, with less than 100,000 miles, right? Got leather, and the one thing that I could find loads of them, but thing is, you know what you couldn't find? One that's automatic. Because what it is for show here, what they're doing, you see, they'll get this great car to show, look, we've got this. What they'll do, they'll skimp and they won't have it's not because it's 4x4 or something like that, and they think, oh, we want the, it's like, it's just gears. I drive a lot in England for my job, and I'm like, mate, I'm sick of changing gear, you know what I mean? And so I was like, nah, if I'm spending that much money, and basically I was finding it, you went up to about 500,000 baht, which is just under 12,000 quid, which, you know what I mean, like, this is for less than 100, something 70,000 kilometers. This is I found one 100 with 92,000 kilometers. That's like, it's like, what is that, 60,000 miles, right? It's just running. So it's probably not even that. And then so what I decided to do, right, was I thought I'll have that then. So I had one of them, but I couldn't find one. Every time I phoned up, said, hey, it's gone. Then what I then did, I thought, you know what? Bond said, Bangkok's where all the cars are, right? Then Bangkok's where all the cars are. So what I did was I went into Bangkok and then we did a 50-kilometer radius thing there. Bosh, you see one straight away. Looked at it, oh, it's beautiful. Top of the range. They call it Lun. Lun is model, and they say the Lun top. And it's even got keyless. It's got keyless. You just hold the key that they give you, but you just hold it near it and press the start button. That's it. That's what this person who got it before me had every option they could. Right? They'd had every option they could on it, and so what I did was I got in touch with him, and that's it. Well, to be honest, funny, what it is, it's the guy who's behind me there, right, who can speak English. He had a bit of a career in cricket, and he can speak English. He's a bit dodgy as well. He repairs phones and stuff like that, you know what I mean? But yeah, he can be a bit dodgy. But anyway, so I asked him because he knows what's going on. So I said to him, I go over. I said, look about this car. Then how do I approach him? He's saying 519,000 baht for this car. He's in Bangkok. I asked him. I says, have you got it? He said, yeah. I'll just send it in Thai. Right, translation. And then when he says, yeah, okay, then it's a goer. Or rather, yes, I've got it. I went, okay, then. There you go. There's another guy going fishing. Then he said, I go over to him, my mate over here, right? And I say to him, right then, he's 519,000. How much can I knock him down on that? And then my mate says, oh, put 450,000. I says, what? You're going to knock him down? 400, you're going to ask him, will you do it for 450,000 when he answers wants 512, 519? He says, yeah. Anyway, what's it? So next door neighbour puts that in Thai. This is on Facebook Messenger for Marketplace. He sends it to him. I can see him view it. He goes, he's seen the message. That was it. Never replied for hours. I said to Bon, right, you better get in touch with this guy now. So I said to Bon, I sent her the message, says, right, you tell him the situation that this, you know, I'm your boyfriend and you know, I'm interested in the car. And then she got in, she kind of up, and she's a bit of a smooth talker, really. She sorts lots of stuff like that out for me. And then she speaks to him and says, right, and that's it. She, in that call, she managed to get him down to 500,000. I mean, I just paid the asking price. She managed to get him down down to 500,000 from 519,000. That's 500 quid. Do you know what I mean? Got him down 500 quid, and then what happened? That's it. And then basically, then it was a big struggle then because it come on so fast, right? It was then a struggle to get the money together because all my money is in the stock market in America. You know what I mean? So it just sits there rather than have it in the bank. And basically the whole stock market had gone down because of I think I talked about this before about it's gone down because of something. He's got the situation there, so I'll just come running out for no reason at all. So now, look, so that one, that brown dog, she was the baby, and they used to play together. She's an older dog, but now she's decided she wants to come up in the pecking order over her. But I'd be careful because Zygarde is a bloody lovely one, but she's got some like teeth on her, and she doesn't take no messing. Anyway, because she's the lowest, she's the one who gets jumped on all the time, so she wants to be. It's crazy, isn't it, how dogs work. Yeah, so basically, Bond gets in touch with him. This is about 2 days ago, and then she says, right, that's it. You know, well, it's all done. You're going to get it 500,000 baht, and he's going to bring it up here. He's going to drive from Bangkok up here about 9 or 10 hours, come to the airport, and he'll fly back again. And then I'm just going like, well, wait a minute. Then after the next day, I'm going like, wait a minute, like he's got no deposit off me. He like someone could come and buy that car, and the reason is you could say, well, just get another one now. You will not find another because he's in auto. There's these cars, the car of this type, 4-door, grey colour. It's grey as well. This one is, because I'd have had any colour, you know what I mean? But I don't know, white or anything. But it's just like a really nice, you know, grey, creamy grey, light grey, and it was like Togok. I know you're a lovely one, aren't you? Yeah. So there's a lovely, it's a lovely colour and everything. But the thing is about it, it's an auto. There's loads of other, and the mileage is low as well. I've seen another one for more money where the like mileage was more. You know what I mean? But it was an auto. I was like, I don't know whether it's just because they're autos and people are just going, now we're just going to keep the price, see what people do. You know what I mean? People say. Anyway, so that's that. So basically, it's coming. Then what happened was to getting the money together. Oh, it's been a nightmare because I had to try and get £12,000 together, which, like, you know, I've got money in bank accounts here, bank account there. Oh, I had to borrow some money because my money is all my money is in some shares, which is not a good idea. I know people say it's not a good idea, but it's worked for me so far. It's in a really good company, which is Rob. I think it's just because of that the stock market dip. Everything. There's some stuff that I bought at a good average a long time ago, and that's still in the green. Yeah, but like, I mean, it was in the green by £3,000. You know what I mean? Now it's in the green by £900, and I've had to take. So basically, I thought, well, let's just see how long it's going to dip for, because it did start to go up. It started to go up massively, like $1 or $2 the day before yesterday. So it's going to go up now. Yeah, it's that dip. They're not bothered about, because that's what happens. It's literally just profiteering and just bullshit. You know, something in the market, like let's say the CEO of the company stubs his toe in the morning, right? Or he's just got divorced or something. Suddenly the share price will go down, and like, because of who says it's the share price got to go down because of that? But it does. You know what I mean? Like, look at that Siemens executive from Denmark, was it? The Danish Siemens executive, British was Denmark. He came to New York, went over the Hudson River with his family on the first day on a helicopter ride. The helicopter crashed into the Hudson. That right? It was about a year or 2 years ago. The share price of Siemens went down. Why? People are just then piling in, trying to, and those share prices now are quite high now, Siemens. You know what I mean? So the people who've made a fortune, like, it's all bullshit. You know what I mean? So, as I say, I'm just going to, be all right. And he did start to rise back up again. So he dipped massively. I mean, he dipped right down about like $3. Wiped a lot of my profit. Went from being like thousands in the green to now being you know, £2,000 in the red, right? Then it suddenly come back up the other day, and it come up and it was £50 in the red. If in hindsight I'd have sold out to that, and I'd only been losing a small amount of money just to get my 12 grand out. But what actually happened was I waited, thinking, oh well, if it's come up £2,000 in the red to now £50 in the red, well, it's gonna start coming up again. I'll wait until it gets in the green, and then bash. I won't even lose any money. Nah, next night, I'm sitting there. This was the Thursday night. What day are we on today? No, Dan's on to school, so it must be for Friday today. So that was last night, Thursday night. I'm thinking, I'll be right. Nah, it suddenly went from being, at one point, it was £50 in the red. Then it was £300 in the red. Next thing you know, now it's like £2,500 in the red. Huh? Honestly, it's bullshit, because there'll be people in the know. Obviously, the New York Stock Exchange is all in America. They'll just be piling in. They'll just be buying millions of pounds worth of shares, or whatever it is, hundreds of thousands of pounds worth of shares, because they know it's going to go up, because it's on a trajectory, because it's a summer performing company in the summer, and it'll just come up. It'll just come up and up and up and up and up, like in the summer, and they just know they're going to make hundreds of thousands of pounds on those shares, and that's what they're doing for. It's bullshit. But because I've got majority of my money in there, right? I'm stuck. So what I had to do last night, because I need money for now, I need money around me at the moment. I've already, just to pay off, because I can see, I was like, I borrowed £1,000 here and stuff like that. Yeah, it's only for a week or a few days until the shares go back into the green and I'll be sorted. Nah, he went down last night. I had to make a decision last night. I just had to go into my ISA where I was still in the green, and I just sold about like £4,000 or £5,000 worth of shares. You know what I mean? That's a lot of shares, that is, which were going to like go up another $20 a share. You know what I mean? So, it's done me. But there we go. It's a lesson. But you say a lesson, I won't learn my lesson, because it's happened to me before. I bought heavily into something before that was had a good trajectory, and then suddenly, just one day while I was on holiday here, it just suddenly dropped overnight. Bosh. That was it. I had to sit on that for 5 months until it came back up to the same again, because it's cyclical. And then when it came back up again, bosh, I sold out and got my £1,800. But I should have got that £1,800 the year 6 months earlier, 5 or 6 months earlier. Oh, it's a nightmare, the stock market is, but you just never learn. But like my AI mentor, Gary, says, a good trader makes mistakes, but you don't make the same mistake twice. And I did. You know what I mean? Anyway, so there we go. So there, I've got the £500,000 baht in the bank now. It's in Bond's bank account. She's still here, so she hasn't run away. And he's coming up. He's flying up. He's going to drive up tonight, drive through the night and get here in the morning for Saturday, because he wants to work. He's got to work or something, this guy. Interesting guy, actually. Big fat guy. Yeah, because it's unusual for a Thai to be fat. He's massively fat. Great big belly on him and everything. But obviously likes a good time. And there we go. So, yeah, these are nice. Can you see the little... You can see these berries here, which they'll be maturing. That'll go red, and that'll just be sweet. It'll be like... I've never tried to get a load of them and make something out of them, but they're really nice. Like a creamy, slightly tangy. Very, very nice. No one ever talks about them, but they're beautiful. So that'll be a good mango tree there, won't it? Let's say that's a coconut. There's a big tree there, which is... It's crazy. It's in front of the what's it tree. Where that could be a nice tree. It's got loads of leaves on it when it goes right. So yeah, so the Dmax is coming. It's been amazing, the car. And amazing. It looks beautiful. Keyless ignition. It's got everything, all the toys. The screen on it's not as big as I've seen. I don't know whether they decided not to bother going for the big sat nav, but that doesn't matter to me anyway. But because I don't use them kind of sat navs anyway, I just use my Google Maps. Well, you can get it. You'll be AirPlay. It'll be CarPlay, won't it? Apple CarPlay. And then what's the other thing? And it's auto. Oh, so yeah, so be in here through the gate, and then I don't know what the best thing to do would be. I don't know whether it's to just do something here. Put something at the front. I've said I would put it inside, up against the wall over there, and we'll just make the roof longer over there. See that there? Anyway, to the left-hand side, side there, pat through the gate. The left-hand side, against the wall. Put some kind of pad there, and just park it to the side there, out the way. You know what I mean? Or you just put it there. You know what I mean? There's a mulberry bush there, which obviously in hindsight you shouldn't have put that there. But you know, it's got a lot of, it's an ugly little thing. But having it just here would be the best in a way. Just park it in there because you can get out. But then you still got, it's a bit of a weird turn to get through in it, so I don't know. Don't know what to do. To the best. There's just trees in the way everywhere. Another place is just above it. But I don't want to be looking at it. I don't want to be. That's why another thing why I wouldn't want a car. I don't use. I've always said nah. It's too much. It's just too much. It's too much. And as I say, I've got it now, and it's got. You know what I mean? That's it. So it's that's his dad there. He ain't got long to go. Can't have. But then again, mate, it's just quite crazy here how people last for ages. They were so poor. The medical system, there's no allowance for, you know, you just, you know, you don't get it like ours. Like you can literally get anything fixed. No, you know, just wherever. So what I've come up here for is because these have got, one of their dogs has got pregnant, and he's had, rather got pregnant. He's had babies, and they were playing out on the side here. And what I've said to Bonnie is, I don't want any dogs. I don't want any more dogs. But at the same time, it makes no difference anyway. You see, they're all playing. You're a bloody lovely one. Jesus Christ, look at him. But you're a lovely one. I can't see the screen to be able to zoom in on that dog. She could be the one who's pregnant. Ah, there you go, look. As I say, I don't want dogs, but at the same time, it's like, who's going to look after them? And I just said, look, oh, it's that little black and white one there. I did on that. This little one looks nice. Look, he's got like a Malinois face. Yeah. But I don't want to. They might say we'll keep them, but the thing is, if they come with, once Bond sees one of these dogs, she'll be like, oh yeah, lovely. She'll say, oh, that's great. There's another one in the background. Sawadi. Ma Gikon. Ma no. Oi. Sam Dua. Dua alai. Dua Mia. Dua Poo. Alai.
ตัวเมียสองตัวผู้ตัวหนึ่ง
ก็ดีตัวเมียดีกว่า
ตัวเมียสอง
yeah
วันตัวเมียวัน
yeah ตัวผมชอบตัวเมียเพราะว่าตัวผู้ปัญหา yeah ตัวผู้แต่ตัวเมียผมทำมัน So this is the mother. Ni Ben Mare. This is the mother. So I'm just saying I like the girls because you could, once you've had them fixed, that's it then. Like these, see, we've only got one boy there. We've got two boys. That one there, that little brown one closest to us now, which is tan, which is brown, type of brown, and then. See that little small one there, this is the mother, that was barking now, but yeah, so that black one there's a boy, forget it, not interested in boys, that's good. So to me, I'd have both of these, because I like families as well, brothers and sisters. Yeah? Look, it's only a little look. That could end up being, look at this little dog here. So these two could end up being, but they might not be. So, Samdua, Jamai. Get Samdua, Jamai.
เปิดออก5 ตัวตาย2
Oh, okay.